We are learning all about the RAD course through the University of Saskatchewan, and this is where the fun begins. We are going to put our knowledge to the test, but before we find out why Dylan is dressed up in this heavy-duty suit over here, Shannon, tell us how this plays into your course.
Yeah, so we talked about this briefly earlier, but in the fourth class, or the last portion of the class, we give students the opportunity to participate in a scenario-based training where it's a safe and controlled environment, but they're able to take the skills that they've learned in the class and apply them to a sort of real-life scenario. So we have Dylan dressed up here, so the girls then are able to strike at Dylan, so a knee strike, or striking with an open palm or a closed fist, whatever it might be, so that they don't get hurt, Dylan doesn't get hurt, but we get to try everything out.
Yeah, and that's one thing when you were chatting with me about this component, I really liked it because you can learn, you can educate, but when it comes down to the actual attack or situation, I don't know if I would actually be able to physically put force on someone else. So I think this is a really unique component.
Yeah, and that's really one of the reasons why we brought the program back, is seeing that as a female, you know, I think we can both relate to the fact that, you know, we don't often find ourselves in physical altercations. We haven't been put in a scenario very often where we have to assert ourselves like that or physically defend ourselves. So really great to have the chance to do that.
Perfect. All right, so we're going to start with the stance like you showed me before.
Yeah,
you're going to do it first, and then I'm going to try it out.
Yeah, you bet. So I'm just going to show again, so getting into my stance, my foot drops back, and I'm protecting myself, and I'm using those verbals, so I'm saying no. And then if Dylan comes in and he's saying going to strike me, then I can just block that strike with my hand coming out and blocking or deflecting, or just so that I don't get hit in the head.
Yeah, fair enough.
So we can have you come in too.
You ready, Dylan?
Okay. So same thing, you're just going to get into that defensive stance by dropping your dominant foot. Yeah, perfect. And then you're going to bring your hands up to protect yourself, drop down a little bit in those knees so that you're nice and balanced.
Don't forget your verbals.
Oh, that's
Let's make it count.
You're right.
Yeah.
No! Okay. See, I've already scared them away. So we're stance, we say no, and oh, wow, that's forceful. Okay, ready? And go. Oh. And no!
Easy.
That's right, don't mess with me. All right, well, Shannon, thank you so much. Again, these are just some of the basics that you learned through the RAD course. There's another course coming up through the U of S in January, so make sure you check out all that information because I know the spots fill up very quickly.
They do, yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's great to hear. Good news. All right, thanks so much. We are going to throw it over to today's Inside Edge.